This is Jacqueline Price, aka Rich Sister, and I welcome you to another edition of Thoughts for Vision, inspirational topics to help get you through life. Thank God for this opportunity, and I thank all of you out there for listening today. If you need any info about me, about Thoughts for Vision, one place and one place only for you to go to, and that's what I like to call my one-stop shop. Check out my website, www.jackieap.com. If you need info about the blog, radio show, social network pages, whatever have you, please feel free to check out my website. Like I said, you need info about the blog, the radio show, social network pages, whatever have you, okay? Whatever info you need, that's the place to be. My one-stop shop, www.jackieap.com. Check it out. Want to welcome you all here today. Hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you're at. We won't have too many problems with this camera today. Seems like it keeps freezing up. Like I said, I welcome you to tuning in to the show today, okay? Once again, just going to get right into the topic. Just going to get right into the topic for today. Today's topic: preparing the table. Once again, today's topic: preparing the table. Today's verses, I'm going to read the whole chapter of Psalms 23, which we know that's the Lord's Prayer. I'm going to read it all, but we're going to focus on a specific verse. Okay? I'm going to read the whole verse. This is the Lord's Prayer. Psalms 23, the whole chapter. I'm reading from the King James Version. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will feel no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. We're not freezing up. I seem to be having let me see. I seem to be having an issue where I'm freezing. Let's see. Seem like I'm freezing up here. I'm gonna have to let's see, can I switch cameras real quick, because I seem to be straight frozen right here. Let me do this. This is not gonna work. Not gonna work. Wants to be freezing today. Give me a minute, folks. I'm sorry. We seem to be having an issue with the camera that I'm using, and I'm not trying to freeze up today. I don't even know if you heard me read the verse. Hold on, y'all. Just give me a minute. But I need to, and I'll just read the verses again, just in case you didn't hear it. But we seem to be having a freezing issue, and I need that corrected. Hold on. I have to switch to another camera. Once again, like I said, if you need any information about me, about Thoughts Provision, whatever have you, check out the website. And I will at the end of the show, reiterate two announcements that I gave you on Sunday. If you didn't watch Sunday's video, hear me, y'all. This computer wants to really act slow today. Let's see. I'm gonna switch out to this because this keeps freezing up way too much. Let me. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Like I said, I had to switch out cameras because it seemed like that's all you gotta do. Just fix it. Don't want to act right, just fix it. Right? Okay. All right. All right. No, cameras just want to freeze up on you. Knock out any extra windows I don't need. I'm going to go ahead and read these verses again. In fact, let me go ahead and type today's verses. I'm just going to read the verses again, y'all, because I don't even know if you even heard them from all the freezing. It looked like I was on the other camera, just straight freezing. Okay. So let me, I'm just going to go ahead and read these verses again. Okay, come on. Once again, today's verses is coming from the book of Psalms, and it's the whole chapter 23, which is known as, of course, the Lord's Prayer. Those of you who don't know, is known as the Lord's Prayer, okay? And I'm going to read this again because I don't even know if y'all heard this, okay? I was frozen up at one point. I can seem to be now. I don't know. Having camera issues. Sorry, folks. Sorry about this. Ugh. I don't know. Gonna be one of these days, right? So I'm going to read this Psalms 23 again. Seems like we're breathing still. Okay. All right. All right, I'm going to read it again, y'all. I'm going to read it again. Like I said, coming from Psalms 23. Just forgive me for any freezing going on. I don't know. This seems to be one of those days, okay? So I'm going to read the verses again, coming from Psalms 23, the whole chapter, okay? The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So as we know, that is known, those set of verses is known as the Lord's Prayer. But we're going to focus on going back to verse 5, at least that first half of verse 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. So let's just stay right there. Do you find yourself having to deal with enemies? Do you find yourself sometimes having to deal with what we call today haters? I tell you, it seems like they're my situation, but it seems like lately I've been seeing friends having issues with haters. They out there. You know, as they always say, people are watching you. Now you got the people who are looking up to you and stuff like that, but then you got those haters. See, they watching too. They're watching too. And I really want to, like I said, we'll focus on verse 5. Thou prepare, well, the first part of verse 5 of Psalms 23. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. And I want to read the commentary. I want to read the commentary. About this, one of the commentaries about this verse. I want to read it for you, and this is by this is David Guzik. This is David Guzik's commentary that I'm reading from, and I want to read his commentary about this verse. Okay, this part of the verse. So I'm going to read that so you can really kind of, I really like his commentary, his perspective on this part of the verse. So I'm going to read it. You prepare a table before me. Without departing from the previous picture of the valley of the shadow of death, David envisioned the provision and goodness given by the Lord as a host, inviting David to a rich table prepared for him. Here the second allegory begins. A magnificent banquet is provided by a most liberal and benevolent host who has not only the bounty to feed me, but power to protect me. And those surrounded by enemies, I sit down to this table with confidence, knowing that I shall feast in perfect security. David gives a beautiful picture. Table suggests bounty. Prepare suggests foresight and care. Before me suggests the personal connection. In the presence of my enemies. This is a striking phase. This is a striking phrase. The goodness and care suggested by the prepared table is set right in the midst of the presence of my enemies. The host's care and concern doesn't eliminate the presence of my enemies, but enables the experience of God's goodness and bounty even in their midst. This is the condition of God's servant. Always conflict, but always a spread table. When a soldier is in the presence of his enemies, if he eats at all, He snatches a hasty meal. In a way, he hastens to the fight. But observe, thou preparest a table just as a servant does when she unfolds the damask cloth and displays the ornaments of the feast on an ordinary peaceful occasion. Nothing is hurried. There is no confusion, no disturbance. The enemy is at the door, and yet God prepares a table. And the Christian sits down and eat as if everything were in perfect peace. Let me read that last line one more time. Nothing is hurried. There is no confusion, no disturbance. The enemy is at the door, and yet God prepares the table. And the Christian sits down and eat as if everything were in perfect peace. I see Miss Cassie Gainey has joined the broadcast. Hey, Cassie, how are you doing today? It's preparing the table. Cassie, I think you can relate, like I said, preparing a table in the presence of our enemies, Have you ever thought? And we are to be in perfect peace. The haters can come left and right for you, but even if they're around you, we're to always be in perfect peace. Because see, the haters are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do. But God continuously prepare the table. He is preparing the table for you to sit at. He's preparing the table. Now, are you going to sit down and eat? Now, that's the decision you can make for yourself, but don't fear to sit down at the table that has been prepared for you, especially because of enemies. See, enemies can be all around you, but we are to remain in perfect peace. In perfect peace. I had a situation Sunday before last. You know, and the haters, see, that's the funny thing about the haters. If they've been in the dark a while, they're going to make themselves known. I mean, I had a situation Sunday before last at church. It was crazy, just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. The haters will come. The haters will lurk. You know, lurk at your table. Lurk at your table. They will lurk right there. They will be sitting right there at the table. If you think about, so you can go to Jesus during the Passover. In fact, let me find that. I didn't bring that verse up beforehand, but I'm going to find that. I mean, you think about Jesus, he had 12 disciples. One of them being named Judas. Judas ended up betraying Jesus. But he sat right there on the table of the Passover. He sat right there. I'm going to find that verse real quick. Oh God, I don't even remember where it's found. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, because forgive me, I didn't pull this up beforehand. I'm gonna try to find this verse real quick. Hopefully, just tapping in a little bit will help me find it. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Found it. I mean, the enemy would sit right there at your table. And the night of the Passover, before he was arrested. Okay. Let me see. Going to read this part. This is in the book of Matthew. Let's see. Where is it? Lost it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Had to find it real quick. And it's starting at Matthew 26 and 21. So I'm going to read a part of that, these verses. So book of Matthew 26, starting at verse 21. Let me just post it up there where you can see where I am reading. Thank you, Cassie. So here we go. Matthew 26. I'm just going to put where it's at. Matthew 26, where you can get an idea where I'm reading. But yeah, Jesus himself had to deal with a hater. See, everything is not new under the sun, okay? Everything's not new under the sun. Even Jesus had to deal with a hater. Okay? So, but that's where these verses are found, and I'm starting at the 21st verse, Matthew 26, starting at verse 21. And this is when Jesus was sitting with them at the Passover. As they did eat, he said, this is Jesus talking, "Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me." And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, "Lord, is it I?" And he answered and said, "He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born." Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, "Master, is it I?" He said unto them, "Thou hast said." And as they were eating, Jesus took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, "Take, eat, this is my body." And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, "Drink ye all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remissions of sins." Let's see. All right. Let's see what I say to you. All right. So, so there you go. I mean, it's recognized right there in the verses. Judas ended up betraying him. So God knows about some haters. God knows about some haters. And all I got to say to you is, don't be afraid to prepare your table. See, some of us, because of in our humanness, in our inadequacies, see, we don't want to approach the table. And one of them is one of those reasons, so many reasons as to why we get scared to prepare our tables. One of them is because of the haters sitting there. You know, especially if the hater, because see, we have those frenemies, and then we have those them families that little do you know are the ones that hating on you. And that's one of the reasons we can get scared and not want to prepare our table, because of worrying about them, worrying about, some people are guilty of holding themselves back because of what somebody else is going to think. But no, you go ahead and prepare your table despite who's there. Despite who's there. See, Jesus allowed Judas to stay there. He didn't kick him out. You know, he knew that Judas was going to betray him. Nothing was a surprise. He knew Judas was going to betray him. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Cassie. Cray family. Right. Yep. Cray. See, some of y'all got cray family, cray friends that you're more concerned about other than you. But do not be afraid to prepare your table. I want to read that, study that part again. I mean, your table is glorious. Your table is precious, you know. Your table is precious. And you got to see the worth of the table you're preparing. You got to see the worth of it. See, don't wait around and right. Cassie, let's pray for him. That's all you can do. But you have got to realize the worth of your table. You got to see every bit of your table for what it's worth. Can you say that? Can you say that you see every bit of your table for what it's worth? Or are you steady making excuses about your table? Oh, well, this food don't look right. This plate got a crack in it. But that teapot, you know what? That's leaning off to the side. Let me fix this. See, we're so critical. I like what you said, Cassie. Yes, your table sure is, and especially if God is at the head. See, that's the main thing. See, as long as God approves of your table, you good. I mean, he's the one, you know, he's the one preparing the table for you to sit at. So it's all good as long as God's in it, but you have got to see the worth of your table. Do you see it? Do you see the worth of your table? Yep, there you go. Same here. It's a blessing. Every table that's prepared before you comes from God. You ain't got to worry about nobody else. You ain't got to worry about nobody else. See, let me read that one more time. Let me read this one more time in this commentary. And this is focused on the part about in the presence of my enemies. I want to, just in case you weren't here, Cassie, I want to read this part to you again. And this is a commentary about in the presence of my enemies. When a soldier is in the presence of his enemies, if he eats at all, he snatches a hasty meal. In a way, he hastens to the fight. But observe, thou preparest the table, just as a servant does when she unfolds the damask cloth and displays the ornaments of the feast on an ordinary, peaceful occasion. Nothing is hurried. There is no confusion, no disturbance. The enemy is at the door, and yet God prepares the table. And the Christian sits down and eats as if everything were in perfect peace. And that's the way we're supposed to be. See, that's why I had to do with the hater Sunday before last. Acted like everything was in perfect peace. I didn't let what she said to me faze me. Then, of course, this past Sunday, she makes a very feeble attempt to kind of say anything other than I'm sorry, but okay. That's how they to do. But hey, See, welcome everybody to your table. See, let the haters be there. Don't kick don't kick don't kick them to the curb. Let them come and sit and eat. And all they gonna do is watch you smoke. You know, don't be afraid to prepare your table. The Bible says, if God be for you, who can be against you? See, God is for you. If God is for you, who can be against you? What can I say? It's so funny. It just seems like this spirit of this hatred is in the air. But of course, we got our president, this so-called president we got in the White House to blame for all that. I mean, it's like, that's all I got to say. It's just like this breeding ground to just give people a license to hate. It's just been released in the air since this president has come into office. Uh-oh, what's going on? Hopefully you can still hear me. I don't know what just happened to my okay, we back. Sorry. Just craziness today. So, like I said, don't be afraid to prepare your table. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about who's at the table, who's this, who's that. God has prepared the table. God is for you. And when he's for you, who can be against you? Who can be behind? Okay? With that, that is all I got to say on the topic today. Hopefully, what I said to you today has truly, truly, truly blessed your life. And I hope you really take something out of that. Okay? Two announcements I'm going to make before I go. I'm just going to reiterate what I said in Sunday's video, just in case you missed it. This month is birthday month for me. Particularly my birthday is on August the 28th, but I welcome you throughout the whole month of August if you would like to be a special blessing to Thoughts for Vision, whatever have you. Please feel free to make a special donation. Thank you so much, Cassie. Thank you. Feel free to make a special birthday donation this month. I mean, you'll have the whole month of August to do so if you'd like. Please feel free to go to my website, JackieAP.com. I'm going to post it here in the comments. Go ahead and post that in the comments for you. You can go to the website, JackieAP.com. Oh, thank you, Cassie. Thank you so much. So here's the website, www.JackieAP.com. And if you want to make a special birthday donation in the month of August, please feel free to do so. And also, want to reiterate, like I said, I want to officially, I've been pondering it for like 2, 3 years, and I decided to make it official that I would like to officially offer myself up for being a speaker, if you would like. Bottom line, I've done Thoughts for Vision blog and radio show for what's about to be 7 years come October, November time. So I would love to be at your event if you would love to have me. If you've been checking out the Thoughts for Vision blog and radio show, please feel free to contact me. And the 2 ways to do it, as always, by email, thoughtsforvision@yahoo.com. Post that in the comments. Once again, thoughtsforvision@yahoo.com. If you would like to use me as a speaker. Okay, I will do, Cassie. I will definitely do that. Okay. So definitely, if you would like to use me, please feel free to email. Once again, the email is thoughtsforvision@yahoo.com. Once again, thoughtsforvision@yahoo.com. Or you can contact me right here on Facebook. Okay? Please feel free to inbox me if you are interested. Okay? Please feel free to do that. Okay? Would love to, and it doesn't matter whether it's a secular event, a church event, that doesn't matter. Okay? If you would like to use me, there's the specific Facebook link to my page. So check that out. Of course, you're right here on it as we speak. Feel free to hit me with an inbox right now if you like, okay? So once again, if you're interested in using me as a speaker for your event, like I said, church, secular event, doesn't matter. Once again, email thoughtsforvision@yahoo.com. Once again, thoughtsforvision@yahoo.com. Or hit me up right here on Facebook. Okay? Inbox me. And I would love to come to one of your events. Like I said, I've been kind of pondering this the last couple of years. No other way to do it but to just step out on faith and do it. Okay? So if you like what you've been hearing, what you've been seeing for the past 7 years almost, feel free to contact me. Email thoughtsforvision@yahoo.com. And then facebook.com/Rich Sister. So contact me one of those 2 ways, okay? And with that, that is going to wrap up the show today. Thank you all so much who tuned in today. Definitely thank you, Cassie, so much for tuning in. Please feel free to post your info in the comments, Cassie. I welcome you to check out her show that she does on Fridays. It's called Friday Morning Rap Session. But definitely put your link in the comments, Cassie, if you got time before you go, so I can shout out your page. She does her show Friday Morning Rap Session on Fridays. Time is 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. So feel free, Cassie, to post that link to your page in the comments. Please check her show out. A great show dealing with topics typically about relationships. It's typically topics about relationships. So please check out her show, Friday Morning Rap Sessions, and that's done here on Facebook as well. Definitely go to her Friday Morning Rap Session page on Facebook. Once again, that's the name of the page, Friday Morning Rap Session. So please feel free to go to her page and check out her show. Okay? And with that, that will do it for the show for today. Thank you so very, very much for tuning in to the Thoughts for Vision radio show today. And remember, God's thoughts plus your vision equals greatness. Once again, God's thoughts plus your vision equals greatness. Take care. You have a wonderful day. And I will see you on radio soon. Take care and God bless.